Hello, everyone. Welcome to Daily English Speaking. In this video, we will learn how to speak English with confidence. So watch till the end and don't miss any secrets. Let's get started without any delay.
Welcome to the deep dive. You, our listener, the learner in this case, send in a really interesting resource. And that's what we do here, right? We take these sources you send and, well, we pull out the key knowledge.
Exactly. And today's mission, it's pretty clear.
Yeah, we're looking at this transcript full of tips, basically, on how you can speak English with, well, more confidence.
That's right. It's from an English learning video, it looks like, and it's got some genuinely practical advice.
It does.
Our aim today is to, go a bit deeper than just listing things. Look at the why behind these tips.
Because that feeling nervous when you're speaking a new language, it's so common.
Oh,
That
absolutely.
fear of like messing up or people not getting what you mean. So this deep dive, it's really about tackling that, finding ways, actionable strategies to feel more sure of yourself when you speak English.
Good plan.
Okay, let's get started. First point the transcript makes, relaxation.
Right. And what's really interesting, I think, is how directly your mental state impacts your speaking.
How so?
Well, when you're tense, stressed out, your brain is busy dealing with that stress. It makes it harder to, find the words you need, structure your thoughts.
Ah, okay.
So the transcript points out, quite rightly, that staying calm actually helps your brain work better for communication, clearer thinking.
That makes sense. And the advice it gives is so down to earth, like when you feel that anxiety creeping in, just simple things. Take a deep breath. Maybe close your eyes for a second. And that positive self-talk.
Yeah, it's okay to make mistakes, I'm learning.
I'm doing my best.
Yes, exactly.
Sounds basic maybe, but those little resets, they can really work. Break the panic cycle.
They really can. And the example about forgetting a word, I think everyone learning a language has been there.
Oh, definitely. Blanked completely.
Yeah. And the suggestion isn't panic. It's, find another way. Describe it.
Like a thing you used to write if you forget pen.
Exactly. Or use your hands, gestures, maybe even draw it if you have to.
It shifts the focus, doesn't it? From perfection to just being understood.
Precisely. Resourcefulness.
And practicing somewhere comfortable first with supportive friends or family makes total sense. Lower stakes, less fear of being judged.
Lowers the pressure cooker effect, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
So that leads nicely into the second tip, which is confidence. Building on that calm.
Right. Confidence.
If you think of language learning like a journey, confidence is kind of like your compass. Believing you can learn, you can improve, it massively affects how much you'll actually try. The transcript's spot on when it reminds us, look, everyone starts as a beginner. Everyone.
Yeah, even native speakers make mistakes all the time. We just don't usually agonize over it.
Exactly. And that analogy about traveling, say, to France and you only know little French,
Yeah.
well, just because you can't order perfectly doesn't mean you're not smart or capable. Of course.
Not. It just means your French isn't fluent yet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Language skill is just one part of who you are.
So this tip is about like self-compassion.
I think so, yeah. It's easy to get down on yourself, focus only on what you can't do yet. This tip pushes you to acknowledge the progress you have made. Even small steps. That positive reinforcement keeps you going.
And the worry about what other people think. That's a big one for learners.
Huge. But the transcript makes a good point. Most people are actually pretty understanding.
They might even admire the effort, right? Trying to speak their language.
Often, yeah. The harshest critic is usually ourselves, isn't it?
It's just true. Okay, moving on. Tip number 3. Focus on communication. This feels really important.
It's a crucial mindset shift, this one. The main goal. Getting your thoughts and ideas across.
Not sounding like a textbook.
Exactly. The transcript says it directly. It's okay if your grammar isn't perfect. It's okay if you use simple words. Clarity first.
Like that example they gave asking for a bus stop with, excuse me, web.
Yeah, even if web isn't the word.
The intention is clear, and you'll probably get pointed in the right direction. That's effective communication in that moment.
It is. And what's interesting is when you let go of that pressure, that need to be perfect, you often find your language actually improves more naturally over time. You're more willing to try things, use the language, without that constant fear holding you back.
Because you're actually using it more.
Right. Okay, tip 4, building the toolkit. Learn vocabulary.
Can't talk without words.
Pretty fundamental, yeah. Vocabulary is the bedrock. And the advice here is very practical. Start with common words.
Things you use every day.
Exactly. Food, family, work, hobbies, travel. The stuff that comes up in normal conversations.
And the ways to learn them. Making lists, using new words in sentences.
And even labeling things at home. Putting a sticker that says book on a book table, on the table.
Oh, I like that. Makes it physical.
That can really help cement it in your memory. Then practice simple sentences. I am reading a book. The computer's on the table.
Start small. Be consistent.
That's the key. The transcript stresses consistency, even just one new word a day. It adds up.
Yeah. Over a year, that's a lot of words.
It is. And using tools like flashcards or apps like Duolingo or Memrise, those can definitely help with the memorization part.
Good resources. Okay, tip 5. Tackle something huge. The fear of making mistakes.
Yes. This is such a critical point. Mistakes aren't failures. They're feedback.
Data points.
Exactly. The transcript reframes them really nicely. They're a natural, necessary part of learning. Opportunities, actually.
Opportunities for what?
For growth.
Yeah.
Like the example, you say, she don't like coffee. Someone gently corrects you. Oh, you mean she doesn't like coffee.
Ah, okay.
Now you have that little piece of information. You can use it next time. It's how you get better.
And again, that reassurance that most people won't judge you. They'll likely just appreciate you're trying.
Right. Mistakes aren't roadblocks. They're stepping stones. That's how the transcript puts it, and it's a great way to think about it.
I like that. Stepping stones. Okay, tip 6 reinforces a basic principle. Practice every day.
Consistency again. It's the engine, really. Short, regular practice beats long, infrequent sessions every time.
Makes sense, like exercise.
Kinda, yeah. And the transcript has great ideas for practicing alone. Like just talking to yourself in English.
Like narrating what you're doing.
Yeah. Now I'm chopping the onions, I'm washing the dishes. Feels weird at first, maybe, but it's zero pressure. You're just getting used to forming sentences, thinking in English.
And reading aloud, that's another good one for pronunciation.
Definitely. Reading from English books, articles, and listening to audiobooks, then trying to repeat what the speaker says, mimicking the rhythm and intonation.
Shadowing, they call it sometime.
And recommending just 15 minutes a day makes it feel doable, doesn't it? Helps build the habit.
Totally. Okay, tip 7, put it into practice. Speak with others.
Right. This is where the rubber meets the road, so to speak. Real conversations.
The advice is find English-speaking friends or maybe language exchange partners.
Absolutely crucial. Find people to talk to, join groups, online forums, whatever works.
And I liked the tip about how to start conversations.
Oh, yeah.
Don't just walk up and say, "Can I practice English with you?"
Right. That can be a bit awkward.
Instead, just start naturally. Hi, my name is Alex. I'm from Brazil. How are you today?
Much smoother, more authentic. It creates a real interaction, not just a practice session.
And offering to help them learn your language, too? That's a great idea. A two-way street.
Builds connection. Okay, tip number 8 is about pushing yourself. Step out of your comfort zone.
Ah, the scary one.
Maybe. But growth rarely happens inside the comfort zone, does it?
True.
The transcript points out, look, if you only ever use your native language, your English won't improve much. You have to seek out situations where you need it.
Like forcing yourself to order food in English, even if you could point or use your native language.
Exactly. Or asking for directions. Attending events held in English. Things that feel a bit challenging.
It might feel uncomfortable at first.
For sure. But the transcript says each time you do it, you expand your abilities. You grow.
And that challenge. Choose English even when it's easier not to.
That's key. Making the active effort. Okay, tip 9 is about leveraging what's out there. Use resources.
And there are so many now, aren't there? Videos, books, websites, apps.
An incredible amount. And the transcript gives smart ways to use them, like watching movies.
Start with subtitles in your language, then English subs, then maybe no subs.
Exactly. That gradual progression. Or listening to English music, reading the lyrics, singing along. Fun way to work on pronunciation, rhythm.
And those free apps again, Duolingo, Memrise. Great for vocab and grammar drills.
It's about finding what works for you, what you enjoy, and actually using it.
Makes sense. All right, final tip, number 10. Be adventurous.
I like this one. It kind of sums up the whole attitude you need.
How so?
It's about embracing the whole process with, like, enthusiasm, curiosity. Don't be afraid to try new things. Make mistakes. We talked about that. Talk to new people. Explore different topics in English. Ask questions.
Like that restaurant example again. Maybe you try the full sentence, "I would like the chicken, please." Or maybe you just point and say, "This, please."
Both work. It's about being resourceful, willing to try. Language learning is an adventure. It opens up so much.
New opportunities, new perspectives.
Totally. And the transcript ends really well, reminding us it's about communication. Connection, not perfection.
And it wraps up those 10 tips as real, actionable steps.
Things you can actually do.
Ultimately, yeah, it seems to be about those small, consistent steps. Patience, being kind to yourself, and just focusing on getting your message across.
And believing you can do it. That final encouragement is important.
It is. It's a journey, like you said, needs effort, persistence.
But as this deep dive showed, it's definitely achievable.
You know, looking back at these 10 tips, what really jumps out at me is how practical they all are. They're not just theory. They're actual things you can start doing, like right now, to feel more confident speaking English.
Yeah, and what I find compelling is how it covers everything, not just the words and grammar, but the psychology too.
Right, the mindset.
The mindset, the social side, that emphasis on embracing mistakes, seeing them as learning chances. That's huge because fear of messing up really holds people back.
It really does.
Yeah.
So that leads us perfectly to our final thought for you, the learner.
Okay.
Thinking about all these tips we've unpacked, which one feels like the most immediate, the most manageable step you could take, maybe even today, to give your English-speaking confidence a little boost?
Yeah, that's a great question to ponder. And thank you again for sharing this source with us, letting us do this deep dive. We really hope this chat has given you some clarity, some concrete steps.
Absolutely. We hope it helps. And hey, we've got another really interesting topic lined up for our next deep dive.
Ooh, looking forward to it.
You won't want to miss what we dig into next time. So until then, keep exploring, keep practicing.
And keep learning.
If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and share it with your friends. And yes, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss out on fun and useful English learning videos. Keep practicing, stay confident, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy learning!